Alright, what's going on, everyone? What is up? Alright. Okay, so this morning, guys, be honest, not too much. Again, not too much on the watch this morning. A lot of these setups, a lot of these plays you have been seeing lately, kind of been non-niche, at least for myself. Uh, Not the ideal market, for my strategy, I know others may love this type of market, but personally, for me, yeah, I'm more of a, low float guy. I love the crazy lips. I love the crazy rips. Love the crazy runs, especially on day ones. What are we seeing in this market? Stock block just said it best right there. We've been seeing, multi-day runners. So what we've been seeing is stocks like XNet. Look at XNet, guys. This has been holding up for a very long time now. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. So XNet's been holding up for 8 days. That's crazy. Usually this is very rare in the stock market. Usually you don't see, these small cap stocks, sustain their gains. Usually, we see them go on day ones, then day twos, they come back on down, and maybe a day three max. But now we're seeing day eights, which is pretty ridiculous. Same thing with ISEE. And guys, give me 1 second. I apologize. So back to what I was saying. So another example is IC in this market. IC, IC. You can see here again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. So another stock. We've been seeing go on multi-day runs. This is abnormal in the small cap market, but this is what we're seeing. This is what's hot right now in the market. Multi-day runners. So we got to adapt to that market. We got to adjust to it. Another one, AGRX. AGRX is kind of a newer one. This was kind of a newer one out of the ones I just mentioned. Day 1, 2, 3. Now it's going on. It's day 4 move, and we were watching this yesterday into the close on AGRX. I said, guys, watch. We have a strong close for this thing to have a gap up, because we do have a gap to fill here, and that's what's been hot in this market. Multi-day runners. So had a gap to fill at 240. Pre-market high is 220. And I said yesterday, you could look to take, right around that 220 mark. So good job for anyone who swung AGRX. Personally, for me, I did not swing AGRX. Just the price action was a little bit weaker than I would have liked it to close. Still closed, relatively high. As far as close to the high a day, but just would have liked to see a stronger ramp into the close. But regardless, the overnight thesis was still intact. Did close relatively high to the close. To the high day. Did have a gap to fill. In this market, we have been seeing multi-day runners, so that's kind of the deal with AGRX. But anyways, let's dive into the watch list this morning. Yeah, Casper, me too. I haven't taken a trade, I believe, also since last Tuesday as well. Just kind of being patient and waiting for that ideal setup for me, and just haven't been seeing that recently. So until I see that ideal setup for me, I'm gonna sit on my hands and just observe the market. All right, but let's dive into the watch. We go over GEVO, light volume on GEVO. GEVO has a large history of giving back its gains. You guys can see here if you go back and look. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but GVO is a toxic ticker on my toxic ticker list. It's a known fader. You can see here opened up at 419, hit a high of 425, and look where it closed. Closed at 286. So big retracement there. Another gap up here, opened at 306, hit a high at 314, hit a low of 240. So you could see, you go back on all these days, almost all of them opened at 402, hit a high at 408, hit a low of 376. So GEVO, big time fader. Huge history of giving back its gains over on GEVO. So if this one could ever get some momentum towards it, could ever get into get some sort of pop on GEVO, we'll look to take a short on this one. We do have some resistance here, 350. Not as far as overhead bag holder resistance. We do have some structural resistance here. So if we ever get like 320, 330s on GEVO, I'll look to start in for a a short on GEVO. But right now, light volume up 14%. Gonna need to see more of a pop if I'm gonna start into that one on the short side. CEI, I'm being cautious on this one, and you guys may be saying, Nick, why? I mean, this market we're in, we're seeing multi-day runners, so don't want to, I don't want to, focus too much on my day two setup, because I think in this market, it's not something that would be favorable, right? I mean, seeing multi-day runners, so why am I going to attack something on a day two when we're seeing a lot of these stocks continue to grind them up? I know you guys are thinking, oh, it's CEI, but still I'm being cautious on it. Still being cautious on it. If it ever gets, 320s, 330s, 340s, I'll take a look at it, but I really want to see how the volume looks. I want to see how the chart's looking on CEI, but I am being cautious on that day two setup for now. Until the market changes, then I'll focus more on that day two setup. And I love that day two setup. The overextended gap down setup. CEI gap down 10%. Did a ton of volume yesterday. Shows a lot of bag holders from the prior day, but just going to be cautious. But I'll definitely give it a look, into pop. So being cautious on it. Other than that, too, those are the two stocks I really have a game plan on. CEI, if it gets weak pops into prior day resistance. GEVO, if it ever get a ramp on up for the short side. As far as anything on the long side, FPay. Not really too in love with FPay. I'm not loving the volume here on FPay. News wasn't that great either. Just hasn't gone on any former rips in the past on FPay. So we'll look at it if it gets some momentum towards it, but nothing I'm in love with here on FPay. It's probably going to be one I avoid unless it does some sort of crazy volume today. Other than that, AGRX, like I said, I don't like to play multi-day runners, but AGRX definitely looks like it's going to be one in play today. I could definitely see this thing, continuing to grind on up, kind of like an ISEE. We pointed out the similarities are here on ISEE and on AGRX. So definitely going to be giving AGRX a look. I definitely think AGRX probably your best bet. If you guys are like dying to trade, looking for a trade, I think AGRX could be your best bet today. Maybe some sort of weak open, maybe 190s, 180s for a curl back around on AGRX. Could look for a possible long on dips, join the trend for some more upside on AGRX. So this was one we'll be looking at the bell. Probably one I won't be playing, but I'll definitely be commentating. We'll see if it could form some sort of like ABCD setup at open, and we can go from there on AGRX. Other than that, ISEE also did come out with a headline this morning, but this one's really overextended now. Really overextended. We counted. This is 6, 7, 8 days, and it's gone up on AGRX. So, I mean, you're playing a stock really overextended. So we'll see on ISEE. I mean, still a very strong stock. Just because it's up a lot doesn't mean it's an automatic short. This can keep squeezing the $10. Wait for the trend to crack. Wait for it to reverse. I'd probably say below $3. Would be that that breakdown of this uptrend on ISEE. So maybe wait for some sort of confirmation to the backside on ISEE before you start getting short. Trying to time the top on this is going to be very tricky, very difficult. I would say if you are doing that, look for quick scalps into parabolic moves, short, but cover on the. You got to make sure that you're covering on the front side. Front side shorts require front side covers. Don't expect this thing to die on off easily. So it's gonna kind of be it for this this kind of morning analysis here. If there's anything else missing, you guys could let me know. JJ, good morning. No, Chris, I did not swing on AGRX yesterday. I was thinking about it, but I was expecting more of a stronger close, more of like a ramp on up, kind of close sideways. But Still a very nice move here on AGRX. The thesis was still intact there. I just didn't get that strong price action, that strong close I would have liked on AGRX. But good job for anyone who did swing that play on AGRX yesterday. Stock block, you're watching FPay, alright? Yeah, FPay. I like the high IO right there, 50%. Just needs volume. Just needs some sort of volume. Just no volume here on FPay. Until that gets some volume, I'm not going to be paying attention towards it that much. Probably my favorite play of the day would be Jivo. If Jivo could ever get a pop over pre-market highs, 320s, 325s, I'll definitely be looking to take a short on Jivo. It just needs some better volume. Preston's print screen is not so clear. Is anyone else having a screen problem? You may just have to adjust the settings to 1080p. So, alright, so Preston, you're saying it's clear for you, alright. Oh yeah, you may just have to adjust the settings. Maybe you're not on 1080p or... Or yeah, it could be your internet connection as well. Alright, we got about 6 minutes till market opens on up. Gas for your watch is 100% backburner plays, yeah. I said this last time. You guys remember, when we were going through that really slow period, and I wouldn't even say it's that slow. It's just the market conditions. Like, we're still seeing volume in this market. It's just not ideal for maybe most of us. Maybe some of you it favors. I know, who was it? I think Happy Trader likes this market because he's more of a scalp trader. So, on the multi-day runners, he likes scalping those. So it really depends on your style, your trading style. Maybe if you're a swing trader, this is a good market for you, or if you're a scalper, it's a good market for you. Maybe depends on your strategies. But at least for me, this is not an ideal market for me. But I have to adapt nonetheless. Can't complain. Have to adapt to the market, or just kind of sit on my hands. And right now, that's what I'm kind of doing. I'm kind of sitting on my hands a little bit, kind of waiting for that right play. And how is the market condition going to change? We're gonna need a very low float stock to go on a massive run. That's how it changed last time. Remember, we went from slow market, and then SES sparked up the market. And I said right before SES ran, a few days before, I was like, guys, we need a low float stock with good news to go parabolic. And once we see that, once we have a stock gapped up, 1 million in float, 2 million in float, or even lower, doing some great volume, it's go time, and I'll definitely look to attack. Yeah, come to life's loving this market. Yeah. Yeah, it all depends on your trading style. It really depends on your style of trading. Every market's gonna suit someone else differently. Cool. Trading pennies like second day opening drop plays. Nice. Cool. ISEE has earnings on the 12th. Oh, also come to if you're listening. I think you probably know already, but I think your swing trade, your long-term investment, ALRN, they do have earnings on Thursday. Just a heads up. Uh, just a heads up for anyone swinging ALRN. Come to Life did give us a heads up on this one. He alerted over in chat. in the long-term investment tab. And they do have earnings, I believe, on Thursday morning. Just a heads up for anyone swinging that play. Bike, what's going on? Haven't seen you in a little bit. How's it going? AGRX seems good, yeah. AGRX probably the top watch today. You can see a multi-day runner here in AGRX. Did have a nice gap up yesterday, so this one will definitely be in play. Like I said, it reminds me a lot to ISEE. A lot of similarities here between ISEE and AGRX, in my opinion. First name, I won't be looking for I probably will not be looking for an entry on AGRX. But if it does set up, I'll let you guys know. I think the ideal scenario here would be a pullback at open to 190. What the heck's going on here? To 190, 180 for a red to green move, a curl back on up. So I'll definitely be commentating AGRX for you guys. But market's about to open in 1 minute. Let's all have a safe and good trading day this morning. No FOMO. Make sure you guys are sticking to your setups. And let's all have a good one. Alright, market is open here. Just throw up another level 2 here on the bottom. I'm going to throw up AGRX on the top. On the bottom, I do have FPay on the bottom, level 2. So right here at open AGRX, going to be watching this one. We're going to have some resistance. I'm going to have some resistance here at 220 on AGRX. And then we're going to have that 240 mark. Remember, guys, 240 is that gap fill. So we could have a lot of profit takers coming on up to that 240 mark on AGRX. Because that's where that gap fills, and you could definitely see a lot of longs who are possibly swinging the stock to look to take some profits around that mark. Kind of a weak open here on FPay. Weak open here. AGRX starting to push. Just got over pre-market highs at 220 there. And it looks like AGRX is that play right now with the volume, with the momentum here. Nice 700K bar right out of the open there. Is doing some pretty nice volume here on AGRX. Also keeping an eye on my other plays here, watching CEI for a possible pop and short, and also watching GIVO for any sort of ramp. But those are just kind of going sideways at the moment. Not too much going on over there. FPay kind of holding that 225 mark. Still light on volume though on FPay. Still light on volume, but is holding that 225 mark at the moment. We'll see if that one can get any sort of ramp. Alright, testing this 225 line. A little bit of a breakdown there. That bidder got chewed on up on FPay. So we'll see. AGRX still holding on up as well. XNet dumping. XNet finally dumping. Let me see. GVO dumping as well. Not surprised there. Didn't get any pop for me to short into GVO. Let's see XNet. I wouldn't say it's dumping. I wouldn't say it's dumping on XNet. Kind of a pullback, but is right on the day here on XNet. Really tricky one on there on XNet. You know, I wouldn't look for a short over there on XNet. Just it should have died by now, and you know, just a very tricky short over there on XNet. So that's something I'd play on the short side. Maybe quick scalps, but that would be really it for me, at least on XNet. AGRX looking like very similar to yesterday, just staircasing on up on AGRX. Just staircasing on up. So I wouldn't chase here on AGRX. You can wait for some sort of pullback. You know, I have that 210 line mapped up here. So I do have 210 mapped up as support on AGRX. Then I also have that $2 line mapped up. You guys can see here, we had a little trouble here, 210, 210. So I have this 210 line mapped up there on AGRX. Below that, I do have $2. So just play off your lines, guys. Just play off your lines. Same thing on the short side. If you guys like AGRX for a possible short here, you're like, hey, coming up to this gap fill area, just wait for your line and play off of it. There's definitely going to be a key mark coming on up soon here on AGRX. And I said before, definitely not a bad area to look to scale out maybe a little bit. If you're if you're short, if you're long overnight, you have like a 170 average. Definitely not a bad idea to look to scale out around this mark as we come up to the gap fill. Bike halted. I'm not sure which ticker you're referring to. I don't see any halts at the moment. Usually they'll see them pop up on the blast off momentum and it'll say halted. So it doesn't look like anything's halted at the moment unless I'm missing something or Trade Ideas is missing something here. XNet starting to slowly curling up. Let's see how CEI is looking. Light volume there over on CEI. So like I said, I would say wait for a pullback. If you guys like it for a long, for me personally, I'm going to be avoiding AGRX. Don't love longing these multi-day runners. To me, these are more of a scalping type of play. I'd say maybe wait for a pullback to around this 210 area on AGRX for a dip buy. You guys do like to play. I wouldn't be chasing up here 220s, 230s. And that's just from a long standpoint, Let's see if we could clear 230s here. Having a little trouble here at 230. Wow, Casper finally took a trade. Finally took a trade. A life-changing 7 cents on AGRX. Hey, green is good. Nice one. FLGT. ISEE. FPay dumping. Let's check out ISEE. Let's see how ISEE is looking. This is another multi-day runner on ISEE. They did have a headline this morning also on ISEE. SGLB here, lighter volume, but is a top gapper right now, up about 48%, under $1 play. Another one with a gap to fill to this 113 mark. You guys can see this. Another one with a gap to fill here. So if we get over this 85-cent mark, we do have some room to run there to 113. I'm not sure if I see a headline there on SGLB. Oh, so there is a headline here. SGLB selected by a major Japanese OEM machine tool manufacturer for a test and evaluation program of PrintRite 3D. So there's our headline there on SGLB. I'll post that over in Discord if you guys want to read more into that. So it's just one to keep an eye on, SGLB. Just one to keep an eye on. Dennis, what's going on, man? Haven't seen you in a little bit. Nice, Dennis. You caught a nice little scalp as well on AGRX. Very nice. So let's turn back our attention towards AGRX. Let's see what's going on with ISEE right here. ISEE pulling back a little bit. Yeah, ISEE giving back a little bit here. We'll see if $4 can hold. I'm going to put SGLB here on the bottom, level 2. Looks like this one is starting to enter that gap fill mark. So right now, top watch at the moment is over on AGRX and SGLB. SGLB kind of a new scanner play here. With this gap to fill here on SGLB. A little bit lower in the flow too, right around 8 million with 20% held by insiders. So a little bit lower in the flow here. Not a micro float, but still much lower relative to the recent runners we have been having, such as AGRX 40 million, ISEE right around that 20 million in mark too. So we'll see if this one can get any sort of momentum towards it on SGLB. A little bit of shipper action, GLBS, TOPS. It is November. We haven't seen the shippers run yet so far this year. Historically, shippers have ran in the past in November. For anyone new tuning into the live stream today, we do have a Discord chat, 100% free. Links down below in the description if you guys want to check out our Discord chat. And we do this live every day, Monday through Friday. Scanners, I'm starting to throw scanners up a little early. Scanners go up around 8:20, 8:30 now. And pre-market analysis starts at 9:10. And I usually go to around 10:30 to 11 a.m. Eastern time. Arcadia. So I'm still looking, guys. Still looking. Haven't made a trade so far yet in December. November. Excuse me. Haven't made a trade so far yet to start off my November. Had a great month of October. October was really good. Good month for me. And just looking to make a trade here to start my month for November. But like I said, don't want to force anything. You want to take a good quality setup. And haven't seen anything yet so far. Just still looking around here. Brennan, hope I'm pronouncing name correctly. Appreciate it. Thank you. Bike, what didn't I like about AGRX? My strategy revolves around, longing on day ones. That's that's where I find the most success. And it's preference-wise for my strategy and, how I overall trade. I like longing on day ones. I like longing micro floats on day one, below 10 million float. I don't like longing after day one, especially multi-day runners for me. So that's why I usually tend to avoid these multi-day runners. But that's just me. I know people who love longing multi-day runners that could come to life and chat, scalping away on these plays. He's been killing it. Same thing with Happy Trader. He's been killing it, scalping these plays each and every day. So totally up to you guys. Whatever works best for your niche. I know my niche works best for day ones. FLGT here. FLGT. Making a nice move here. A little bit pricier here. I like between $2 to $10. But nice little move there. So we did get a pullback there on AGRX to that 215 area. I do have the 210 line mapped up on AGRX. So I can map up that 210 line. And then we'll map up $2. So there's basic stuff here. Just mapping out simple support and resistance lines. We'll map out the high a day, 230. And I don't think I could go that high, but 240 is going to be that gap fill mark. So 240 is going to be some strong resistance. And that's why we're seeing a lot of trouble here. We're seeing a lot of profit takers. We're seeing people take their profits who swung this overnight or have been swinging for a few days now, sell around the gap fill mark. And we're seeing some short sellers probably start to load some short positions here, risking that gap fill mark. Nice FPay. FPay, nice one. $2. A nice looking fade there on FPay. The volume was a story on that one on FPay. Volume was a story there. Just looking extremely weak throughout the entire pre-market as far as volume. And just that open, just very light volume. No surprise it's going been going on a nice little fade here on FPay. We'll see if $2 can break down. Looks like we do have a bidder there at $2, so we'll see if that could hold there. SGLB, how's SGLB looking? SGLB could have some potential for later on today. This one could have some potential for later on today. If we kind of consolidate around here, 70, 80 cents, we close strong, and maybe, could have a gap tomorrow over $1. Just throwing it out there, just thinking out loud here on SGLB. So this is one I'll probably be watching throughout the morning. But I don't like entering swing trades this early on. A lot could happen between 9:48 and 3 p.m. So when I enter a swing trade, unless I'm really in love with it, but I usually like entering, later on in the day. I like to see stocks that are closing strong or closing relatively high, near the high of day. Let's see, RKDA. Nice one here on RKDA. I know Come2 has been all over this one. Casper, FPay did have pretty weak volume. If you look at the 1 minute candles, they're very weak on FPay. I mean, when it originally opened up between 7 and like 7:20, the first 20 minutes, yes, you could say we're kind of strong. But after that, we had candles here that didn't even have any volume. Look at this 3,000 volume on that 1 minute candle. Just overall very weak volume as far as the 1 minute bars. We didn't even do any bars over 30K. We literally had one good 1 minute bar here, or two you could say. At least for my, I have a volume analysis table, and FPay did not even come close to the volume I needed to long it. Arcadia gaining some momentum here, coming up to pre-market highs around 590. SGLB, let's see, SGLB. Still light on volume here on SGLB, still lighter in volume. I prefer this one more of a swing trade than a day trade on SGLB. This wouldn't meet, my criteria for a day trade here. AGRX holding that 210 line we have mapped up. A pretty good overall volume on AGRX to start this morning. I would say below $2 would probably be backside on AGRX. So you do want to see this thing hold above $2. These are the two lines I'm looking at here on AGRX. I'm just thinking we're going to see a lot of... Another reason I don't like AGRX, I probably said this before, but I just don't like the fact that we're coming to this gap close here at 240. I think we're going to see a lot of profit takers, a lot of shorts start to build up a short position, and it's going to be very, very tough resistance. So it's going to need a good amount of volume to break out on AGRX. We need to see some very nice volume to, if we're going to break over that tough resistance mark overhead. XNet putting in a higher low here on XNet. Putting in some higher lows here on XNet. Still light volume, but XNet is one of those plays that could do anything over there on XNet. Seeing that thing with super light volume still climb on up. Just a very manipulated stock on XNet. Very manipulated on XNet. Oh, and also, probably gonna be doing a video soon. I haven't uploaded a video in a while into this channel. Just doing the usual live streams every day. But as far as a video, I haven't uploaded a video in a while. So I think I'm gonna upload a video, either Wednesday or Thursday. I'm gonna upload a video. I'm thinking about maybe doing just a recap of October. May recap, some of my best trades from October, like my SES trade, my BNGO trade, and then maybe I'll go over some of my losers for October too. So maybe I'll do like my best trades from October versus my worst trades. So I'm thinking about doing something like that. I don't know if you guys would like that, or if there's any other video ideas you want me to do. You guys could let me know. Ricky, yeah, thank you so much, Ricky. Yeah, crazy. 325 viewers. I appreciate all the support from you guys. It definitely means a lot to me. This is the numbers we actually had before when before we took a break. We actually took a break, and before we took that break, we had around the same numbers. So it's good to see the numbers back up. I really appreciate the support from you guys, and I'll probably be doing also a giveaway this week also. We haven't done one in a while. So I think Friday, make sure you guys tune into Friday's stream. Be giving away some free money. And for anyone who did win a recent giveaway, I just replaced the orders yesterday. Did have an issue with the supplier, so those orders just got replaced yesterday. I think it was Jason and Casper. All right, Casper. So I guess so you don't want to do the celebration, the viewer celebration giveaway. Guess Casper already won his free Velocity T-shirt, so he doesn't want to do another giveaway. So travel thoughts. You thinking it's a little too late for an October recap? What about focusing on strategies that are working now, or something topical that incorporates your October trades? I could look into doing something like that. Something that works maybe now in this market. Arthur, been watching for 3 weeks. What trading platform is the best for a $5,000 account? Depends on your strategy. Depends on your strategy. If you do like the short and you have a minimal amount of cash, I would say the best would be something, Venom Trading. Venom Trading is a broker through Cobra Trading, and I do have some relatively good borrows on Cobra Trading. And I think Speed Trader just also announced they're opening a 2K minimum account. I forgot the name, but you may want to look into that one through Speed Trader. I forgot the name, but I know they just launched a new broker for smaller accounts. So you do like the short. Okay, yeah. So I would look into Venom Trading and look into the new broker, that Speed Trader. They just launched it. I forgot the name. Yes, thank you. Gamer, yep. Sprint Trader, yeah. I would look into Venom Trading and Sprint Trader. Those are two good ones if you want to start with low cash. If you have low cash and you like the short. CMEG also. CMEG also is a good one. Same thing with Trade Zero. So if you're outside the U.S., I would say CMEG and Trade Zero as well. Yep. Dreambox, you want to learn more strategy videos? Yeah, I could definitely look into doing a strategy video, but I would like to do that video when there's a good example. So let's say, we had a good example of a wash trap and squeeze pattern, my WTS pattern. That would be probably a good day to do that video. So I could look to do something like that. But I'd like to do it if I got a good example on the day. Yeah, I would say if you guys do have the money, the best would be for best would be Center Point, Cobra Trading, and Speed Trader. Those would be the best brokers for shorting if you have the capital for it. Same thing with Trade Zero. Those are the best for brokers for shorting, in my opinion. So AGRX kind of putting in this ABCD pattern here. You see we got A, pullback B, higher low C. Now we're going for D right here. So kind of breaking out of this ABCD pattern on AGRX. Caught that a little bit late there. Sorry guys. Was kind of chatting with you guys in Discord. Discord in the chat. So wasn't too focused here on AGRX, but it's starting to break out of this pattern here. I want to see how it reacts to this 240 line. Alright, let me go through these other top gainers. Make sure I'm not missing anything. SGLB we'll watch later on in the day. Some potential for a swing trade depending on how it looks later. AGRX we're watching. FPay fading. XTC light volume. RKDA, nice one if you guys have been swinging this one with some traders over in chat. OBLN, light volume. Alright, so we're not missing anything. Not missing too much. It's really just AGRX in play this morning. And we also have a mid-cap stock here. FLGT, nice one for any mid-cap traders. This one's making a nice move so far today. So let's continue to watch this one. Coming up to this tough resistance level here at 240. Nice one too. If anyone caught the dips here, came right near that 210 level. Right there at 212. So you're literally risking 3 cents there. If you got in, near that 210 area, risking 3 cents to, maybe sell back at the high. So good job if anyone did catch AGRX there. And look at that rejection there, guys. Hard rejection there at 235, right here at that 240 level. So you guys can see, how it's reacting coming up to the strong resistance level on AGRX. Nice, happy trader. If you're listening in, great job. You sold AGRX at 230. Awesome job. Very nice. ALRN. It's another one. Some traders are swinging over on ALRN. FPay, yeah, FPay broke $2, so new lows there in FPay. Alright, so right now, if you guys have any questions, it's a good time for some questions. You guys could ask in chat. So if anyone does have any questions, feel free to ask. Nice. IBS, you're over in the LRN swing. Alex, what would you say your winning percentage is? Well, I actually know my winning percentage. I track all that stuff through TraderView. Winning percentage is around 71%. So just under 71% my winning percentage. And I started tracking that, I would say, for about half a year now. So that maybe 6 months, I believe. Gotta double check. That's not over 3 years. I'm sure over 3 years it's lower than that. But that's just within the last 6 months, my winning percentage is just right under 71%. And if you guys want, I could show you guys that maybe tomorrow on the live stream. If you guys want, I'll show you the that's my statistics. Chris, seems like buyers are absorbing the bid side on AGRX. Let me see. I'm going to have to see on the next pullback. To be honest, I haven't been paying attention to the tape too much on this one. I do apologize. Maybe because I'm not trading it, I'm not too focused on it. I've been more focused on the technicals on this one on AGRX. But it does look like these are more soaking candles. So when you see lower wick candles like this, strong hammer candles, does imply there is some soaking here on the bids on these drops. Some soaking there on the bids. Same with this candle here. So I'd have to see in the next dip if the bid side absorbs. The minimum to invest, I mean, you can invest $1. There's no minimum amount. That's however much you could put in. But maybe if you're saying what's the minimum for, I would recommend, if that's what you're asking, I'd usually recommend, the minimum to start off with is, I would say around $2,000. I would say $2,000 is a good amount to start with. I started with around $4,000. Well, actually, my first account was $500, but then I saved up some more money, and saved up about $4,000, and then I restarted with that. What do you mean by soaking? Just the bid side. A lot of orders going through on the bids, but it's not budging. It's still holding. Absorbing a ton of orders going through. So you could say soaking, absorbing, same thing. Either one. You could say either one, soaking or absorb. It doesn't really matter. So there's a lot of orders going through in the bid size, but there's a hidden buyer there who's absorbing a lot of the orders going through on the bids, holding the stock on up. Usually you can't see it, through level 2. You would need more market depth. You would need something like what's the name? Oh, Bookmap. You need something like Bookmap. Bookmap, you could see, hidden orders, iceberg orders. You could see more market depth on Bookmap or level 3. I think TradeStation also has a level 3. But, I mean, you don't really need that. I mean, I had Bookmap for a while. It was good. But it was just more of a headache. It's just so much to look at. I'm looking at my scanners. I'm looking at my charts. I'm talking on the mic. I'm helping you guys out in chat. So it's just a lot of, screen I'm looking at. So I had to cut something out. So I did cut out that Bookmap. But if you guys want to look into Bookmap or level 3, it's not bad. It is a little pricey though. I think it was like 250 a month, so it is a little bit pricey. No, no, that's not really what I meant. I meant more of looking at the tape here. But these, if you would want to maybe see a candle, excuse me, that soaked, I would say something like that. You know, it's more of a soaking candle. When you see a hard move to the downside and it just quickly soaks back on up. As far as that candle wise, if you kind of understand what I'm saying. Yep, stock block, you really need, I mean, I could literally have, one trade hold me over for the entire month. SES literally made my month. I could have not traded for the rest of the month last month, but obviously I'm going to trade if I see good setups. But, SES, I made just under $10,000 on SES last month, and that, held me over for the entire month. I didn't perform that well. The end of October, I didn't perform that well, but I was minimizing my losses, keeping them low. But that one big winner, held me over for the month. It was just waiting, and SES was an A+ setup for me, so I'm perfectly fine being patient, waiting for that setup, and then going from there. So no reason to trade every single day. There's no reason to trade every single day. You'll trade when your setup presents itself. Yeah, Stockblock. Yeah, if you guys don't know, guys, check out SMB Capital. Great videos. Also check out Stockblock. I might have told you 7 Points Capital too. Great videos there too. Both for professional prop trading firms. Uh, Good channels to check on out. And you can also look into Stockblock Chat with Traders, a podcast. Probably my favorite trading podcast. It's called Chat with Traders. So I definitely recommend watching their videos. And I actually did post, if you scroll back in the educational tab on Discord, I did post my favorite episodes from Chat with Traders. So you may have to scroll back a little bit on the educational tab. Yep, 10K. Definitely a home run trade for me on SES. That was a big trade right there. Yeah, Bike. My biggest winner. Yeah, was close to that. Biggest winner was like 27. I was on DCIX 2017. That was one of my biggest winners. And then I did have last year. You guys remember? I live streamed my GLBS trade. I made it over 10,000 on that one live on the stream, and EC as well. Wow, Chuck, BPTH 70K in a week. Jeez, that's sick, man. That is sick. That's awesome. Meat stew, do I smoke? I don't smoke anymore. I used to smoke. I don't smoke anymore. I cut that out. Let's see. How much capital do I usually trade with? I usually trade with between between 50K to 100K. That's how much I usually trade with. Yeah, Chuck's a baller for that. Chuck's a baller for that. Yeah. Biggest loser. Oh, someone asked me this recently. I think it was HMNY. I think I lost 7,000 on HMNY. I hate that stock. I think that was my biggest loser on HMNY. It had the nastiest drop ever. It was like 2-3 years ago. HMNY had the nastiest drop ever. It dropped like 2-3 points in like one candle. It was insane, and I got stuck there with like 4,000 shares, I believe, and I got smoked on it. And yeah, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun, but we learn from every trade. We learn from our losers, learn from our winners. Yeah, fire away, guys. I'll answer any question as long as it's not like too personal. I love answering questions, especially when it's slow. Like today's a slow day. Let's be honest. Today's a really slow day, so I love answering questions on a day like this. Like I'm not gonna be trading AGRX. I mean, I'll commentate it for you guys, but I'm probably not gonna be trading it. AGRX heading up. What's your opinion on it right now? Like I said, it's gonna be tough. You're gonna be running into a wall. You're gonna be running into this 240 resistance. That's where the gap closes. You're gonna see some shorts. Start to load up there. You're gonna see a lot of profit takers. Maybe if it consolidates for a long period of time, and then and the right volume moves in, I would say later on today, you could possibly break that mark. Ugh, Casper, really? I hated HMNY. That was the most HMNY. You guys think CEI is toxic or GVO is toxic? HMNY most toxic ticker of all time. 100% HMNY. For those who've been around for a while, most toxic ticker, hands down. What did I do after the loss on HMNY? Oh man, this is a while ago. Trying to think. We're talking about like almost 3 years ago. I believe the loss happened between 9 and 9:30. I believe it happened between 9 and 9:30. I think it came out with news right around 9. And I think I did chase it. So I broke some rules. First of all, I think that was when I implied the rule. I don't enter news plays. I don't enter any longs between 9 and 9:30. You guys know that. I don't like long between 9 and 9:30. Came out with 9 a.m. news. I chased it. And then I got absolutely smoked. I was very enticed by the low float on it. And I chased. And I entered late, which I now don't like the long between 9 and 9:30. And just had a huge death candle and it smoked me. I broke rules. I chased on it, and then I implied the rule where I don't long between 9 and 9:30 anymore, because it gets very unpredictable right at the open. And I also believe it was a multi-day runner too, which is another reason I don't like longing multi-day runners. I think HMNY at the time was a multi-day runner. In every trade, I journal all my trades, so no matter a win, lose, whatever it may be, journal each and every single day. I track my performance, see how I'm performing, and that's how you're gonna perform. You're gonna perform. Professional athletes after the game, they watch film, see what they did right, they see what they did wrong, and that's how you're gonna improve as a trader. Tracking your performance, see how you perform each and every single day. Did you make any mistakes today? Did you stick to your setups? Did you have FOMO? Did you chase today? Did you have a great trade today? What takeaways can I take from today and bring into tomorrow's trading day? That's what you guys want to do. You want to track each and every single day. Now, let's see. What is an ideal setup? To me, an ideal setup is a trading strategy that I've tracked over and over and over again. Ton of examples, have a big database of it, and it's proven statistically to have a high winning percentage in the market. And that gives you that statistical edge trading. That gives you the confidence to pull the trigger, no hesitation, and it gives you that full-on confidence to attack. So it's just a setup that you've tracked over and over and over again. It has a good winning percentage. To me, that's an ideal setup. Obviously, there's a lot of criteria and rules you want to apply to it. You want to take into effect market conditions, like in this market right now. I probably wouldn't looking for the day 2 setup. Why? Because we're seeing multi-day runners. So why am I going to use a strategy in my playbook that may not work that well in this market? Because why? We're seeing multi-day runners. So why am I going to look for a day 2 short when we're seeing AGRX, we're seeing ISEE go on multi-day runs? I saw a lot of traders get blown up on ISEE. So, don't want to look for that setup, especially in this market. And there's SGLB. HMY is a pink sheet now. Hate that stock. Alright, what time we got? Alright, it's 10:20. I went over my opinion on SGLB. I'll go over it again. I prefer this more as a possible swing trade candidate. Prefer it more as a swing trade candidate. So I think it has some potential for a swing trade if it sets on up later in the day. I like the gap to fill on it. Like the micro float. I think it favors the market conditions we're in right now for a swing trade. So I'll see how it looks later on today. As far as a day trade, it's not enough volume for me for a day trade. Just too light in volume, very thin play. So I wouldn't be taking a day trade on it, in my opinion. Thoughts on PEI? As far as a day trade on it, too light in volume. I can look at the daily, like I said. Like when I go over these tickers, you guys give me tickers. I just go over the daily most of the time. Maybe if it has volume intraday, I'll go over it. But as far as the company itself, I have no clue about it. You're gonna have to research that on your own. Let's see. I usually look at the statistics too. So PEI. So 75 million to flow, a little bit high in the flow. I like that. Like that a lot. 71% short flow. I like that number. That's a very high number. 88% by institutions. So I like the stats. I like the short float. I like the high IO. Float's a little bit high. Let's look at the daily now. So let's see. Putting in some higher lows here. So starting the reverse here. Putting in some higher lows here. Starting the curl. Not bad. If you can catch it on a dip, versus 5, or you want to play it off this higher low here at this 530, 540 mark for some more upside, I think this thing could definitely squeeze. If we could, maybe break over the $6 mark in the near future with the high short float, we could definitely see some more uptrends here on PEI. Crude oil daily trading calls. What's up? What's going on? What's your opinion on growing an account? Only A+ setups. Only load A+ setups. Is it even worth taking setups that you don't have ton of conviction on with smaller size? Yeah, it's a great point right there, Stock Block. I'll be honest. Sometimes I do that too. We're all human, guys. We have emotions. You have to obviously control your emotions as much as possible when trading. But yeah, I'll be lying to you guys if I told you guys that sometimes I will take setups that aren't A+, that I don't have as much conviction on. And you want to minimize doing that as much as possible. And that's a great point there, Stock Block. You want to, if you are taking those trades, and I bet you everyone here has, even if you're experienced or not, you definitely want to go smaller size on it. Without a doubt, you do not want to load a big position size on a trade that you wouldn't consider A plus, or a trade that you have less conviction on. So I would say this. I would say if you guys are newer and you're really trying to build and grow and get your capital up and compound your account, I would say you got to be disciplined. You got to be super disciplined, and you really just want to stick to those A plus. Don't take low conviction trades. I shouldn't be doing it either, but occasionally I will. And it's something that I got to work on. I got to cut those out. In a hotter market, yes, I'll be more aggressive. For example, towards the end of October, I was taking those trades. I'm not gonna lie. I was taking some of those low conviction, not A plus, maybe a B setup in the end of October. Why? Because middle of October was extremely hot, and when it's a hot market, I like to be aggressive. And I noticed right away that was my market. That was my ideal market, low float market, crazy rups, crazy rippers. That's the market that I flourish in and I make the most money in. So I wanted to go hard. I wanted to be aggressive and take more trades, be more aggressive, take more setups. So, for example, in that market, yes, I'll take some more trades. Maybe not some A plus setups, some maybe lower conviction trades, but in that market, you may be able to get away with some of it. All right, guys, I'll probably take maybe just a few more. Take a few more questions, and I may wrap up this live stream in maybe the next 10 minutes or so. So, once again, I hope you guys all enjoyed. Not a lot of trading today, not as much trading commentary either, but hope you guys learned something and got something out of this live stream. I always want to make the best out of your time here. Don't want anyone wasting their time. I try to spread my knowledge and my experience I've had in the market here. Yes, Ricky. Don't be a bag holder, guys. Please do not be a bag holder. Always cut your losses. Have a stop loss in. One of the basic rules of day trading. Everyone has to obey to that rule. No matter who you are, do not be a bag holder. Most of all these companies will eventually go to zero. If you enter a trade, it doesn't work out. Make sure you have a stop loss in and cut that loss. Biggest rule, especially for early traders, always cut your losses quick. Always have a target in mind too when you enter a trade. Because if you don't, you'll eventually, greed will take over, and eventually it'll come crashing down. Great point there, Ricky. I don't know how I didn't bring that up. All right, guys, a few more minutes here, probably 5 more minutes. I'm gonna wrap it up. If you guys enjoyed, drop a like. I greatly appreciate it, and subscribe. I do this live every single day, Monday through Friday. Trading pennies, appreciate it. Travel thoughts. What's your most successful strategy? Our most successful strategy. They change, throughout the years. But this year, without a doubt, my wash trap and squeeze pattern has been on fire. That strategy has been on fire lately. The past few months, that has been my most profitable strategy. Recently in the market, and they change. Every year the market's gonna change. You're gonna see different. You're gonna see different trends. You're gonna see. And who knows what the future holds? Who knows? I could definitely see. Algorithms are a lot more present. in the small cap market, a lot more manipulation. So we have to adjust to that, and make sure we're adapting. Awesome, David. Your first day here. Appreciate it. So probably just a few more minutes, guys. GEVO spiking on up. A little late though, 10:30 though. I don't like shorting past, I don't like shorting into lunch hours. GEVO was definitely my favorite play today. If it ever got a pop to short into. Just never got it. Wow, SGLB coming up to $1. Coming up to $1 here on SGLB. Moving on, light volume here. This is definitely hurting the swing thesis a little bit. I would like to see consolidate between the 70s and 80s, and then maybe make this move later in the day, and then overnight gap up over $1, and sell into the pre-market or morning push. Don, can we ever see those strategies on Discord? Yeah, I have a few of them there. I have the wash trap and squeeze pattern there in Discord. And I mean, not all the criteria is there, but as far as the pattern, you could definitely see there. What works for me, man, I work for you. We all have different personalities. Come to life trades different than I do. His strategy is still very profitable and successful in his way. Same thing with my strategy is very profitable, proven to work, and it works for me. What worked for me may not work for you. So you guys gotta find your trading style, your trading niche. And you guys can't attack the day, randomly. You gotta have a game plan. You gotta have a watch list. You gotta know what you're doing, or the market will eat you up, and you won't make it long. All right, so 10:30. Another 2-3 more minutes, guys, and I'm gonna end it. Another 2-3 more minutes. I'm gonna end it. Once again, hope everyone enjoyed today's live stream. All right, catch you later, Stock Block. Appreciate all the input you give us, Stock Block, man. Will GEVO run? It's possible it can go on a run, but just know this, that GEVO does not hold its gains very well at all. Not hold its gains very well at all. It's a known fader, a known toxic ticker. So I mean, if anyone's long it, I wouldn't advise anyone to long GEVO, but just know I would say take your profits very quickly there on GEVO. You too, Jeremiah. Have a good one. All right, I see a lot of you guys heading off too. I'm probably gonna end it here. So I'm gonna end it here. Hope everyone had a great day. Once again, hope everyone enjoyed the stream. I'll be over in Discord. If anyone wants to chat to me or you have any additional questions, feel free to DM me in Discord. I'll be in chat. I'll chat up with you in the DMs if you guys want to chat there. And I'll see you all again. tomorrow. We'll see what tomorrow brings us. Hopefully we get some runners. Let's pray to the trading gods for a low float runner tomorrow. All right. That's going to be it for me, guys. Peace.